Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're reacting to what if you detonated a nuclear bomb in the Marianas Trench. Science, not fiction. They have to make it clear because they have to. But yeah, if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, let's watch.
What would happen if we detonated humanity's most powerful nuclear weapon at the deepest point of the ocean? For sure, tsunamis hundreds of meters high would destroy coastal cities, earthquakes would level countries, new volcanoes would bring us nuclear winter. Maybe even Earth could be ripped apart or thrown out of orbit.
I highly doubt that.
Well, almost. Currently, Earth's deepest known point is inside the Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench is a very deep valley right at the edge of two tectonic plates that looks like an upside-down mountain. It reaches a depth of about 11 kilometers, almost 3 times deeper than the dark grave of the Titanic.
Ooh.
It's one of the last places on Earth for humans to explore. Pitch black and under 1,000 atmospheres of pressure, it's a relatively pristine environment.
The fish that live there is scary. Yeah, I've seen those.
A great place for our nuclear test. We'll use the most powerful nuclear bomb humans have ever exploded, the RDS-220 hydrogen bomb, or Tsar bomber.
Ooh, who had this?
Its explosion was so massive that its shockwave traveled around the Earth 3 times, and its mushroom cloud stretched 56 kilometers into the sky. Its shockwave was strong enough to destroy everything in 1,000 square kilometers, its fireball hot enough to burn the rubble. Bombs like this release such an enormous amount of energy at once that they could boil away an entire lake. And if we set off a nuclear bomb in the Mariana Trench, that's exactly what happens. Let's pull the trigger.
Okay, this bird is dying for sure.
In the first few microseconds, the nuclear fuel undergoes its chain reaction and explodes with the power of 50 megatons of TNT. A blinding flash of light illuminates the darkness of the trench for the first time in history.
Poor
The heat
fish.
of the explosion produces a cavity, a flaming bubble of water vapor, radioactive nuclei,
This
and
looks
the remains
beautiful
of
to
very
touch.
unlucky fish. The bubble grows quickly as it vaporizes the water around it. The pressure of the bubble is immense, plowing outwards as if there's nothing in the way, sending off a shockwave that will be felt by seismic stations and whales around the world. And then, almost as fast as it emerges, it stops. On the surface of the Earth, this fireball bubble would grow to 10 kilometers the second after it's detonated, as the atmosphere barely puts up a fight to hold it back. But the pressure at the bottom of the Mariana Trench is enormous. With 11 kilometers of water overhead, being in the Mariana Trench is like being crushed by a hydraulic press from every direction. Here, a second after the detonation, our bubble is about 1 kilometer across, when oddly enough, it starts to shrink. The bubble overextends itself, losing pressure as it expands until the water turns it back, recompressing it.
This is
The tug of
beautiful.
war between the
In a
fiery
way.
death bubble and water goes back and forth a few times, the bubble shrinking and growing until eventually the bubble loses for good. The pressure around it is too great, and turbulent water begins to chop it up. It becomes something like the underwater equivalent of a mushroom cloud as it disintegrates into many smaller hot and radioactive bubbles drifting upwards. And as our mighty destructive blast rises to the surface, it does basically nothing. Just a small wave and a bubbling
See, I knew it couldn't
radioactive
destroy the
water
Earth.
in the Pacific.
But this is too little though.
No tsunami will wash away Japan or California, although boats and whales in the area might have a bad time.
Dead?
The radioactive fallout will be diluted into the Pacific after a few days, although a fair amount of radioactive water and salt makes it to the atmosphere, where it collects and then rains down again. Even if the wind blows the fallout directly towards the Philippines, the worst of it probably happens over the oceans.
It's always the
But
Philippines,
clearly,
poor guys.
the real danger comes from our explosion triggering earthquakes and volcanoes, right? Even if we detonated the bomb right in the trench at the exact point where tectonic plates touch, probably not.
Okay,
The
so
explosion would vaporize a part of the
basically nothing. That wasn't really, you know, I kind of want that high pressure to be like on, if, you know, in case like a nuclear bomb goes off, Like, I want Earth to switch to high pressure so it can compress it like it did in the water. That's a pretty dumb thing to say, but if there's a way to do that, it'd be cool because you could stop a lot of stuff. The way that water part, how it was compressing the bomb, that was really one of my favorite parts. I'd like to see that. Could there be an invention that could, I don't know, beat the pressure of the bomb exploding and expanding?
Sea floor and turn a lot of sand into glass, but most of the energy goes into the water, not seismic waves. Earthquakes are already quite common at tectonic plate boundaries, and earthquakes with as much seismic energy as our bomb happen a few times a year without triggering any sort of apocalypse.
Oh.
But maybe it will affect the Earth's orbit.
Nah.
Since no mass is taken away or added to the Earth, our orbit is completely unaffected. Also, there have been well over 1,000 nuclear tests in the last 70 years, and that didn't change our orbit, so why would this time be different?
The only reason why
The
people are
strongest
afraid
forces
of
humanity
nuclear
can
bombs
unleash
is...
are laughable compared to the forces of nature. The planet is too big. It doesn't care.
Right,
So,
natural
what happens
selection.
to us if we detonate a nuclear weapon really deep in the ocean? Pretty much
Nothing.
nothing.
I love how, like, it was like, oh, this could kill everybody on Earth, and then at the end they're like, well, it won't do anything. This is so funny. It's like, nice relief. I like that. Thank you, Kurzgesagt, if that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you and have a nice day.